Boom, boom, boom. Is this thing on? Okay, it is. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? And today we are going to talk about the Game Awards 2021. But before I talk about anything, I need you guys to listen very carefully, okay? So as a YouTuber, I need to take accountability when I'm wrong. Now, even though I didn't come up with these leaks, even though I didn't come up with these rumors, I still talked about them on the channel. And as a YouTuber, I don't ever want to give you guys false information. I'm just somebody who likes to create discussion with his viewers. And so as you guys know, if you look at my channel recently, I've been covering a lot of leaks. And as it turns out, there was only one that was kind of true, but pretty much all of my leak videos were entirely wrong. They could still end up being true, like we still could get a Resident Evil 3 Nemesis Edition. We are getting Resident Evil 8 DLC. We could still get an Elden Ring open network test, and we could very well still get BioShock 4. So it's not like all those videos are entirely wrong, but in all those videos, I pretty much said there is a chance they could be shown at the Game Awards. And of course, as we all know, that was entirely false. So I just want to say I apologize, because again, in the future, I'm still going to, continue to cover leaks and rumors about big games that I hear about, but I will never ever feed you guys false information and say, yeah, these are all confirmed, this is entirely true, insiders sent me this information. I will never ever say that unless it's actually true. Anyways, so now with that out of the way, I just want to say we are here talking about the Game Awards. Now, I just want to say it was terrible. Okay, I feel like, for the length, 4 hours, almost 3-4 hours, I feel like I wasted a good chunk of my day. Let's just put it at that. But it wasn't all bad. So in this video, I'm not going to talk about everything at the Game Awards. I'm just going to talk about the highlights, the big announcements, and yeah, the bad, just why I thought it sucked. So let's talk about the good first. So the first game that really surprised me was a Texas Chainsaw Massacre game from, if I'm not mistaken, the same people that made the Friday the 13th game. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the same people, and I actually enjoyed that game a lot. And so the fact that we're getting a Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, I'm really excited, and I do hope it's, if it is from the same people, I do hope that they take what they learned from that game and, fix things and put that in this game. Because Friday the 13th, the game did have a lot of problems, so I do hope that with this game, they learn from some of those mistakes. And obviously, if you guys know, the Friday the 13th game, they pretty much couldn't put out any new content due to some lawsuit or something dumb like that. So I really do hope that with this game, they can, fulfill their vision and really put in the effort. And the new Star Wars game that got rumored, and it's kind of funny how the one game leak I didn't talk about ended up being true, which I thought was kind of funny, because I almost made a video on this Star Wars game and it ended up being true. But Star Wars Eclipse got announced. I have no idea what it's going to play like, what it's going to look like. Apparently it's from the same people that made Detroit Become Human. Is that the name of the game? I could be butchering the name, but I do hope that this one is good. I just want an immersive story-based Star Wars game. The last really good one that we got was Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And then we got a Wonder Woman game, which is super cool because I didn't expect that either. And I think she's a great DC, I almost said DC villain. She's a great DC hero. And again, I'm really excited to see how her gameplay turns out. I'm hoping, I didn't look into any of these games, so I don't really know the description of these games, but I do hope that this Wonder Woman game is kind of like the Batman Arkham games, where it's like a third-person combat game, not like some, cheap, side spin-off. I really do hope it's a quality AAA, Wonder Woman game. Some other side things, of course, PUBG is going free, which is kind of cool because I've never played. No, I take that back. I played a long time ago. It was some demo or something like that, but it's cool that the official game is supposedly going free to play. I believe it's in January of next year, and I'm kind of excited. I know PUBG isn't the greatest battle royale, but whenever big games go free, I always like to try them out because it's like, hey, I've never purchased this game, let me try it out for free. Now this one also surprised me a lot too. Cuphead DLC finally getting a release date. This is off the top of my head. This is all off the top of my head, by the way. June 30th 2022, I believe, is the release date. I could be wrong, but again, pretty sure it's in June of next year. Now that is super exciting because again, I love Cuphead. I have been just waiting for this DLC, and the fact that we finally get a release date. But yeah, apparently it's releasing next year. So again, I'm fine with games being delayed and DLC being delayed and them just taking their time. Same with the Resident Evil 8 DLC. I really do hope Capcom is taking their time because I want that to be the best that it can be. Of course, we got a new Elden Ring trailer, which I just cannot wait for that game. That is my most anticipated game right now. But now let's talk about the bad. So I want to spend these last couple minutes talking about the bad, and at the end of this video, I want to give my thoughts on the game of the year. So stay tuned because I want to know what you guys think about game of the year as well. So even though it sounds like I've said a lot of good things, especially if you didn't watch the Game Awards, you're probably thinking like, hey, a new Star Wars game, new Wonder Woman, new Texas, Chainsaw game, new horror multiplayer game. This all sounds very cool. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, this all could have just been released on YouTube, on IGN as trailers. I mean, here's the thing. These events, I feel like should be special. It really should it should feel like you're getting a good first look. For example, when Spider-Man 2 got announced, PS4, PS5, Spider-Man 2, they showed Venom, they showed a little bit more, a little more CGI. Yeah, it was CGI, but they showed a little bit more, and they said it was in-engine, so we pretty much got gameplay. It wasn't straight up gameplay, but it was still in-engine footage. And the problem with the Game Awards is a lot of these trailers, there was no gameplay, and a lot of it wasn't in-engine. It was just CGI and title cards, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with 10-15 seconds of cinematic whatever. The Wonder Woman game was basically her character model, just cool little effects, and then it showed her title card. I also forgot about the Suicide Squad game, completely forgot it. I'm so excited for the Suicide Squad game. I love Rocksteady Studio. I mean, their Batman Arkham games are so amazing, and the Suicide Squad game, I'm gonna be honest, it looks like a lot of fun. And so I would say honestly, that was probably the best announcement for me. I'm not gonna lie, they showed the most with the Suicide Squad game. They showed actual gameplay, they showed CGI stuff. I mean, that was probably the best announcement that we got. Like, yeah, I'm excited for all these other games, but I don't just want to see title cards. I don't just want to see CGI, and I can't be the only one. I think you guys would agree too, especially for sitting there for 4 hours. I mean, here's the thing, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I know I set my expectations high when I shouldn't, but if I'm watching a 4 hour gaming event, I'm expecting some Silent Hill. I'm expecting some crazy big announcements. I was like, yo, what if Capcom pulls a 180 and they show the Resident Evil 4 remake? Because they kept showing a lot of Resident Evil 4 during the Game Awards. I know a lot of it was like VR stuff, but I was like, they're talking a lot about Resident Evil 4. Are they actually gonna do it? Like, I was expecting some crazy big announcements, but even if you don't show any big games, the games that you do show that are big, show some more gameplay. And if they're not ready, don't show it at all. Don't waste our time for 3 to 4 hours being like, hey, here's some title cards. Like, you could have just released an article on Twitter. You could have just dropped a trailer on IGN and we still would have been just as happy. I feel like the thing with these gaming events now, again, shout out to Geoff Keighley or whatever, Geoff Keighley, I always mispronounce his name. Geoff Keighley, he killed it. I know a lot of people hate him for some reason. He's hosting, it's his show and stuff like that. He's killing it. He's doing a great job. I love his energy when it comes to the Game Awards. He is the best person for that stuff. I respect him way too much. But when it comes to the Game Awards itself, I feel like honestly, it's just a way to promote all these smaller games and mobile games and ads, and for streamers to come on and be like, hey, here's Mountain Dew and here's my cool gaming setup, and boom, here's some cool transitions. Like they show some random stuff, and they start showing movie trailers for stuff that's not even game related, and I'm like, aren't we here for big game announcements? Why are we watching all of this side stuff that we honestly don't care about? So that's why I say, like the Game Awards overall, it was just bad because I feel like there was a lot more filler than actual content, and that's why I said the Suicide Squad game was probably the only game that was worthwhile overall if you think about it, because they showed CGI stuff, they showed actual gameplay, and they gave a general release date or a release year. Everything else is just, oh, CGI, oh, cinematics, oh, title cards. It's like, bro, you honestly wasted our time. So I know I'm going off on a little bit of a rant, but now I want to talk about the game of the year. So huge shout out to It Takes Two. Honestly, do they deserve it? I think they do, because they did something new, and I haven't played the game. I did watch a little bit of gameplay, and it looked like a lot of fun. It Takes Two looks like a very cool game, and it looked like a game that wanted to do some new things and break some new walls. So I think they do deserve Game of the Year. I just find it kind of funny that overall, when it comes to Game of the Year, I feel like Resident Evil 8 was a game more people wanted to win. So I have no idea where the It Takes Two votes came from, but I guess it just somehow won. So my problem isn't necessarily Game of the Year. I'm still a little like, I feel like Resident Evil 8 should have won, but congrats to It Takes Two. The problem I have with the voting system is I feel like they were just handing out votes. They were handing out votes for games that just came out, like they've only been out for a day, and I'm like, how can people vote? Because when you had to cast your vote, you had to cast it a while back, and these games just came out. So it's like, how can you vote for a game that hasn't even been out yet? Again, the Game Awards, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It could have been a lot worse, but for what it was, I feel like I wasted my time, and I want to know what you guys think about the Game Awards down below. Did you feel like I wasted your time, or did you have a good time? But as always, a big thumbs up on the video is greatly appreciated, and with that being said, I will catch you ladies and gentlemen all in the next one, and peace out.